Seduce anyone with fractionation. First 1. Remember the movie The Prestige. In order to lead us to seeing and believing the impossible outcome that he is about to produce, a magician starts with drawing up a plan and a strategy which he then studies, rehearses, improves and puts into practice until he can produce the desired result, so to speak, blindfolded and without any hesitation. In the movie, the general plan is described as this. The pledge: you need to get the people's attention and interest, give them a reason to listen to you, create trust, offer a wider perspective, promise fun, security, happiness, benefit or advantage. The turn: without interaction and emotional involvement, your pledge will lead to nothing and will soon be forgotten. You will not obtain the desired outcome unless you work toward it in a planned, structured, strategic way. You need to obtain interaction and emotional involvement from your listener. The Prestige. But of course, unless you can close the deal, nothing is ever won. The turn, therefore, is always function of the Prestige. You cannot hit a target if you don't know what you are aiming at. Good strategies are of little use if you do not have a fixed goal, determination and self-confidence. Next 1. Target somebody and get to know their inner world. At the start, mostly, you don't know anything about their values. So you have to be careful, stick to what you see: appearance, clothes, and return the information they're giving you. When connecting this information to such abstract things as their feelings and opinions, be vague. Let their own imagination fill in the gaps. The deeper the rapport, the more they will trust what you say. Instinctively, they will then complete the vague images that you are offering with content that is meaningful to them and which they will agree with. This will further deepen the established rapport and make them more receptive to what you are saying. If you say, "On my way here, I saw this beautiful green Jaguar," they might think that a green Jaguar is not what they consider being a beautiful car. This would weaken and possibly break the rapport. If, on the other hand, you just say, "On my way here, I saw this beautiful car," that would probably help them to feel as if they were seeing a beautiful car. So remember, provide a vivid, detailed description in terms of the sentences, to engage the imagination. Agree, praise and confirm, be empathic and similar, to create rapport. Compliment clothes, interior: "This is so great, you are so." Be vague when it comes to facts or feelings he is supposed to have now, in order to lead your listener's imagination and emotions in the direction that you have set out, allowing your vague descriptions to further intensify the established rapport. How to be vague? Adapt your use of language. Use pronouns it, he, instead of concrete nouns. Use nominalizations, independent verbs such as the, going. Use metaphors, the black gold instead of petrol. Use paradoxes, the sound of silence. Use alliteration, successive words starting with the same sound. Use ellipses, leave out unnecessary words. Use personalizing repetitions with me. Use personifications, the rain is telling us. Use stories, fairy tales and myths. And meanwhile, discover their values and use them in all you say. Make them talk or think about themselves, their emotions, desires, by asking questions as, "What are you looking for in a car, boyfriend? Why did you buy this? What do you like most about it? How would you describe your ideal?" Also ask for advice. What would you do? How do you do this? What do you suggest? Next 1. Combine discovering values with visualization. A good but very straightforward method is the direct suggestion feedback question. Using phrases like, "If you were to imagine feeling really sad right now, how would that feel like?" will take people's imagination back to moments in which they felt that way, inducing a similar feeling right now. Of course, saying something like that so blatantly requires that you have previously built up a good deal of trust and comfort. Unless people accept that you have some right to share the information asked for, and unless the context allows for believing that you have a genuine interest in the subject at the time of asking, you are prone to meet with strong opposition just because it is straight-out suggestive. A more indirect way to obtain the same result is the manipulative question. You might say, "What do you need to feel in order to be really comfortable around someone?" Or, What does it feel like when you feel incredibly happy/attracted to someone? A still somewhat weaker variation thereof is the indirect manipulative question. This would sound like, have you ever found yourself becoming so longing to buy a product that the rest of the world just seems to fade away and all you can think of is how much you need to have this thing? And have you ever felt this so strongly that you were ready to pay almost just about anything to get it? The disadvantage here is that you could get a simple yes or no without the other person ever having done a conscious effort to relive the situation. At that point, you simply ask, why was that? Can you tell me some more about it? These questions have 4 important advantages. The answers will provide you with useful information about the deeper structure of the listener's mind and of his worldview. They will reveal you which kind of arguments are likely to influence this person. For example, which qualities are needed by this person to feel comfortable with somebody you. At the same time, they will make him actually go through the experience and relive the connected feelings. In order to being able to describe them to you, and their subconscious mind will automatically associate the context with the speaker. The result being that the listener will instantly feel more attracted to you. Always keep in mind to present evidence for what you say, submit your proof for verification, be confident and relaxed, look into the eyes of the listener but don't overdo it, and use your listener's Christian name. Next one. Create rapport. We've used the word before in this article, and you have certainly read it many times before. But what is rapport in fact, and how do you create it? We all know that a man convinced against his will remains of the same opinion still. That is why every sales or hypnosis course and every article about dating will tell you that you need to start with creating as much rapport as possible. Only after you have created sufficiently emotional connection and trust will your listener feel comfortable enough to actually listen to you and accept and emotionally respond to images that you are describing. Creating rapport goes as follows. Mirror your listener's body language, that is his posture, movements, breathing rhythm and physical state. Why? Copying his behavior causes him to feel similar to you, which in turn will lead to your listener starting to copy you in response. Confirm and match your listener's inner world. That is his values, perceptions, beliefs, emotions, ideas and assumptions. Why? When you copy your listener's way of seeing the world, visual, audio, his way of expressing himself, words and expressions he uses, repeat his values, accept him as he is and confirm him in his beliefs and opinions, he will listen to you, accept what you are saying and start to like you because he will see you as very similar to himself and will appreciate the respect you show him. After all, you are confirming him in what and how he is, and what you're telling is the truth, such as he too perceives it. Useful techniques for creating rapport are agree, praise and confirm, practice overall empathic interaction, copy patterns of speech, words and images used, tell about similar experiences, ask for advice, insert pauses between phrases, talk slowly, whisper. Examples: okay, right, exactly my idea. I have that same feeling all the time. I was just about to say exactly the same thing. You are great, smart, good. I couldn't agree more. How would you? What would you do if?